We have Mr. Guha, MD and CEO of Birlasoft Limited. This is a mid-cap IT company, and the numbers on the top line are fantastic, but it's the profit after tax where you've seen a slip not only quarter on quarter but also year on year. Namaste, Mr. Guha. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Festive greetings as far as the Indian business is concerned. How do you see this challenging environment for Birlasoft amongst the few mid-cap IT companies where quarterly profit has slipped both year on year and quarter on quarter?
So, Sailesh, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. And season's greetings to you and Sakshi as well. So look, I mean, we've had a challenging quarter in terms of profitability, and this is the second quarter in a row that we have had some challenges in profitability. That is predominantly because, our on-site revenues have gone up. We won some consolidation deals, which is pretty competitive. And in those deals, we faced some pricing pressures. As Sailesh, I'm sure you're aware that, in consolidation deals, what happens is you have to first start delivering to the client on site, and then you can move the work offshore. So it is really a little bit of time that we will take to kind of get the margins back on track. The good news, however, is the growth is back. So our Q2, we've delivered good, strong growth. So the growth is back for us. Q3 is a seasonally weak quarter. So barring Q3, I think we will continue to drive growth. So that is a big positive for us. It'll take us about 3 or 4 quarters to get the margin back in shape, but we are committed to do that as a management team. And we have various levers that we are working on to get the margin back to where it was earlier.
Very good morning to you, Mr. Guha, and thank you so much for extending those festive greetings. We all wish you, your team and your loved ones a fantastic upcoming Diwali and the season at large and the year to follow too. Yes, you've highlighted correctly on the factors that have supported the top line, but at the same time that the challenges that still persist. Of course, like you highlighted, Q3 is going to be another seasonally weak quarter. Will it risk the momentum that you have built up on the top line?
So, Sakshi, our endeavor will be to continue to grow. But, since the quarter is a weak quarter, it's a smaller quarter, I can't really tell you how much amount of growth will happen. Yeah. Our job will be to continue to execute in the quarter, which we will do. But at least we hope to continue the momentum. But if you were to take Q3 out, I definitely think we will deliver strong growth in Q4 from a revenue standpoint.
And are you looking at the demand environment, which is slowly and gradually showing you some green signs of improvement? Or is it just the same how we were talking about in Q1?
So I think the demand environment is more of the same. It is not getting better, but it's not getting worse either. And we have the elections in the US, and for a company of our size and the kind of clients that we serve, where almost 87-88% of our business is based in the US. So election is an important aspect that we have to go through. So right now, I think it's a wait and watch. And once the election gets done, typically we've seen from the past election seasons as well that it takes a couple of quarters for the demand to rebound. So hopefully, demand will come back. Right now, it is pretty much even Stevens. It's not getting worse, but it's not getting better as well. So,
okay, Mr. Guha, what are your clients telling you as far as utilization of artificial intelligence is concerned? We are given to believe in India that this is a giant killer, and the theme that we've seen over the last 3 decades, where for the lack of a better word, you do body shopping. First you win contracts on site, and then you bring them offshore to India and make a higher margin. Artificial intelligence is supposed to put that growth to halt, or much worse, kill it. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you think is Birlasoft navigating this challenge?
I believe AI and generative AI, or general AI to begin with, I think has a huge potential, right? That clearly will disrupt a lot of work at the lower end of the spectrum. But I believe that, companies like ourselves have a once in a lifetime opportunity to navigate this and generate a new stream of a new revenue stream, if you will, which probably was not there earlier. All right. So from a Birlasoft perspective, we have created our own, AI platform. It's called Cogito. We are using the platform to disrupt our own business. Now, as we talked about, our margins have not been very good. So apart from everything that we will do with our customers, we will also drive efficiencies within our own company, and we are using AI to do it. So in many ways, AI gives us an opportunity to help our customers not only save cost, but also differentiate for their customers. So it works on both sides of the spectrum, the revenue as well as on the cost side of the spectrum. So I'm supremely confident that over time, the Indian IT industry will actually generate much more revenue than it's generating today through AI. Obviously, it's going to take some time because AI initially showed a lot of promise. Now it's slowed down a little bit, but it is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. I mean, at Birlasoft itself, we are at this point in time working with at least 28 clients where we are doing work with them either on the cost or the revenue side, and we are using AI technologies to deliver outcomes to them.
Mr. Guha, I remember you've been articulating.
Let's shift to the other part of the market, which is the top 10 clients as far as revenue contribution is concerned. What are these top 10 clients telling you? Have they given more work because we see a rise in revenue, or have other clients or newer clients come up with higher sales?
Yeah, so that's a great question. In our scheme of things, if you look at our top five, top 10, and top 20 clients have actually grown ahead of company average. So that's a testament of the fact that we are investing in our clients. Our account mining is really working. But at the same time, we are also cutting our tail significantly, right? So, which is why you see our top clients doing more with us. At the same time, the clients which do not give much revenue or do not have too much potential, or quite frankly, are not profitable for us, we are kind of exiting out of those clients. So our top 10, top 20 clients are pretty strong. I think we are winning market share in those clients. But equally, I will also admit that, look, I mean, for us, the entire idea would be to work with the top spenders, which we don't do today. So at Birlasoft, we have a big team to go and see if we can work with the top banks, the top manufacturing companies. Today, we have marquee names and marquee clients that we work with, but equally, so much of our revenue comes in from the mid-tier manufacturing companies or financial institutions, if you will. So we are pivoting on both sides of the spectrum. One is we are trying to better our real estate, and equally, we are trying to see how we can become relevant for our existing clients.
Mr. Guha, you've articulated before as well, your intention to continue to grow even inorganically. How are you looking at the opportunities that present themselves to you at this current stage? Have you closed in on any acquisitions of any assets, any key sectors that are on your top radar? By when do we hear from you on that front, sir?
So acquisition is obviously a key part of our strategy, and that will continue to be a key part of the strategy. Today, we don't have an asset on the table, but we are looking at all possibilities. So as and when an asset comes in, we will definitely look at it. We are generating very strong cash flows. So if you look at our cash flow statement, it is growing every quarter. We are very pleased with that. So at any point in time when an asset comes in that we think is the right fit for us from a culture perspective and a capability perspective, we'll definitely do it.
Okay. Mr. Guha, who do you think will be better for the Indian IT industry? Kamala Harris taking over from Mr. Biden, or Mr. Trump making a comeback?
So, it's hard for us to say because from a policy perspective, I think whichever party wins, I think it is going to be positive for us. Quite frankly, because end of the day, we are from the Indian IT industry perspective, we are delivering a lot of value to our clients, whether it's in the US or anywhere else in the world. We are delivering value to our clients. We are giving back to the communities. We are generating enough jobs in the various markets. So I think, irrespective of whichever leader comes in, whether in the US or anywhere else in the world, I think it is only going to be positive for the tech industry.
Okay, Mr. Guha, could you help us understand a little bit on the deal win momentum? You did say that you did have positive deals this quarter as well. Going forward, what is the kind of momentum and deal wins that you expect for the rest of the fiscal year? And of course, when we talk about the new fiscal year too.
Yeah. So on the deal wins, quite frankly, we are a little disappointed because, if you look at our first half year, we've only signed about $300 million worth of deals. So clearly, Q3 will be better than Q1 and Q2. And we hope that, Q3 and Q4, we are able to sign many more deals. Our pipeline is strong. We've not lost any deals, but a lot of these deal signings have got pushed to the future quarters. But one good news, I mean, a silver lining in this not so great quarter when it came to deal signings is the fact that 50% of our deals are net new, so which is a big positive. So I think overall, while the deal momentum was not very strong, I'm reasonably confident with our pipeline and the fact that some of our renewals happen in Q3 and Q4. You will see our Q3 and Q4 being much better in terms of deal signings than it was in Q1 and Q2.
Mr. Guha, if you look at the Indian mid-cap IT universe, I think you are reaping a lot of goodwill that you've earned in previous lives. Some of the most fantastic stock performances are coming from this sector at a time when all sorts of problems are being seen in your large cap rivals like Infosys, TCS, to some extent Wipro. What is the mid cap IT sector doing better than the large cap rivals, which you can pinpoint for our viewers?
So look, I mean, I can't really comment on industry in general. I can only tell you at Birlasoft what we are doing, right? At Birlasoft, there are 3 or 4 things that we want to do. And again, let me also admit that we are not there yet. We have a lot more to do. So one is we need to serve our clients more effectively. We need to continue to invest in our large accounts and grow our large accounts, which we are doing. We are cutting our tail very, very aggressively. Second. Third is we are very nimble. And again, I'm not saying the large companies don't do it. Of course, the large companies have been doing it for ages. But I'm saying this is a time when the mid-tier IT companies are also coming to the party. So, we are very nimble. I think we are able to serve our clients in very niche areas. And I think all in all, our clients are seeing value in working with the mid-tier IT companies as well. So from an overall standpoint, I'm feeling very good that the mid-tier IT companies will continue to do very, very well as we go forward. I personally am very positive about this industry, and within this industry, the mid-cap space.
You did talk about your margins a little while earlier, sir. What levers would you have to continue to push margins higher from here on? Would you have a visibility for FY25 margins that you're targeting, and also beyond it, do you see them improving?
Yeah, so clearly the margins have to improve. I think, like I said a little earlier, Q3 we will be bottoming out on margins. Q3 we are going to give wage hikes as well, and because of the wage hikes, we will most likely see about 150 basis points impact on the margins. But of course, we will try and recover some of it, or at least our endeavor will be to recover most of it, but at least some of it in Q3 itself. But Q4 onwards, you will see our margin improving quarter on quarter and every quarter going forward. So look, we are very confident. The levers that we are working on are, of course, the offshore mix. As you would have seen from our results this time, our on-site revenue mix has gone up. So there is an opportunity to go back and improve our offshore mix. That's a big opportunity. Opportunity to also, cut the tail, which obviously improves profitability because then we can utilize those resources in more profitable business. So that's another lever that we are going to work on. Finally, rate hikes from our clients, the clients that we've been serving for many, many years, where we understand them very well. Our ability to go to them and work out better rates from them is another lever. And finally, of course, the subcontractor reduction. That's another big lever that we are working on. So I think all of these levers will play out as we go into the next 2, 3, 4 quarters, and you will see the margin improvement clearly coming in Q4 onwards.
Right. Mr. Guha, our last question to you, sir. What are the risk factors that you think are staring in the face of mid-cap IT sector, and anything at all that keeps you awake at night?
So clearly our revenue mix, again, I can't really talk about the mid-cap IT sector per se, but I can tell you what keeps me up at night from a Birlasoft standpoint, right? So clearly the top 20 accounts contribute to about 65% of our business. We want to obviously expand that. Now, it's a good testament that our large accounts trust us and our account mining strategy is working. But we also want to expand that to, let's say, 40, 50 very strong accounts, right? So that is one thing that we need to continue to do. We need to continue to, work with the larger players, right? So the big banks, the big, tech companies, the big manufacturing companies, the big auto companies, we don't work with them. So we want to work with them, and that's another thing that I am fiercely committed to make happen. And third, of course, is talent. How do you attract and retain talent? Attract the best talent and retain them over time. I think these are the three big things that come to my mind. And the last, of course, what you talked about, right? How AI will disrupt our business and how can we be ahead of the curve on that one.
Right. Okay. Well, we will thank you on that note, Mr. Guha, for being with us on this very special edition to share with us all the insights from your quarterly earnings. I wish you all the best for the upcoming quarters and brighter quarters ahead. Here's wishing you and your team members and your family members, loved ones, bright and sparkling Diwali. And we hope we see you very soon around the corner after the festivities as well. Many thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.